What did you like out of that win?
What did I like? Double game weekend, and I thought you just got to get right, in a short amount of time about how your coverage is without practicing them, and we probably weren't as good as tonight as I think some other games where we were totally locked in. So there's an improvement area there, but I thought rather than change it, we tried to be better in our stuff tonight, which was pleasing, and I thought we improved in some areas. We saw a bit more people been climbing into us a little bit more and getting over stuff. We saw a little bit more unders tonight, and so offensively it took us a little bit of time just to adjust to that one. And then some late switches that we weren't perfect on kind of punishing them for. But what I liked is, even though it felt like we were giving up too many layups at the rim and dump-offs and things like that, it's like it might be the highest number of possessions that we've had in the two-point range all year. They shoot 64 shots and we still hold them to 42%, but there was so many of them tonight. And I thought in the first half we created a good lead because they were 1 of 4 from the three-point line. They were just living in trying to layups and floaters and mid-range, step backs and then the second half they go 8 of 10 from the three-point line. There's 2 possessions that we foul them on the three-point line as well, and so we felt like we were playing pretty well, but wow, they're just hanging around because they're making shots as well. So, but I thought we didn't get flustered through that period. We did a good job of executing, and Joe made a huge play call down the stretch where he got a screen from one of our point guards and got to the rim, and just being able to execute stuff in key moments. But we really talked about our energy tonight, how that was going to look on the back of a second game, and then you see plays like Delhi made. It was a 4-point game, and he comes up with a rebound, he comes up with a steal, and just huge play there. And then Shea gets denies DJ, gets a steal and gets a layup. And so there was some really good effort in, areas in the game that we'll highlight in review.
How important was it for Luke to play with the force that he did, especially in the first half and especially on the second day of a sort of a back-to-back sort of weekend? Yeah,
we knew there was going to be opportunities to run tonight, and I thought there was a much greater intent for him to grab a defensive rebound and really start it and push it. And I had a great angle on that last pass to Joe. That was a really elite pass that he made for touchdown there. So I'm sure he's probably talk about he probably wasn't his absolute greatest first half, but again he got himself into that game, and it was a real problem.
Luke, is that something that you want to do more of? The offense is efficient regardless, but being able to take it off the board and then push it and create advantages that way, is that something you want to lean into a little bit more as the season goes on?
Yeah, for sure. I think that was a big thing coming in here, playing that 4 spot, was to be able to grab rebounds and take off, which I haven't done the greatest job of up until now. So it's definitely something I need to continuously, make an effort to go chase down rebounds and just take off. And I think from there it just leads to good things as well.
I think a lot of people would have put this one as like a scheduled win for you guys, kind of first, last place. How do you guys make sure that you don't get complacent during these sorts of games?
Yeah, that's been a big thing for us over the FIBA break. We're obviously winning some games right now, so about not being too complacent, we got to continuously go into training every day and make each other better. So I think that's been a big focus of ours since the FIBA break, and it's really, really helped us, I think, for sure.
Dean,
Dean, 5 consecutive games you've scored over 100 points now. Is that an achievement you acknowledge at all as a group?
We've seen improvements in our offense, and we always felt, getting the whole group back together that there'd be those kind of improvements. But yeah, it's we end up shooting, making 16 threes tonight, and a lot less free throws than we've been shooting. But I like the way LT hunted threes tonight. They were sagging off and trying to tag our rollers a little bit more, and he was able to step into those, which is going to be really important. Shea, stepping in, making 2 threes tonight, and so those things are really important for our group, and we know CG's going to continue to shoot. He's at a high level. Tanner Krebs was fantastic tonight. I only played him 10 minutes. It's not enough for what he performed out there tonight. So, but I thought he had a good weekend. I thought both his games. He was plus 22 the other night. He comes in and makes 4 threes tonight. There's a real upswing about his form as well. So yeah, we'll acknowledge it. We acknowledge it today at shoot around to say, hey, the last 4 games we've scored over 100 points. The ball's popping around. Everyone's feeling involved in it. So we'll highlight the good ball movement.
Yeah, and on Krebs as well. Do you feel like he's becoming more and more comfortable in this team now? I mean, 12 points off the bench. Do you think he's more comfortable every week now in this team?
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of opportunities early on, and I thought with the injuries, we're trying to make him more of that secondary ball carrier and different things. I think he's just now with our guards back, he's back into the natural role, and it's kind of he's relieving CG in his role, and for him to come in and have an impact like that, CG's been playing at a crazy high level, and I thought just getting the production we got out of him tonight makes us pretty tough.
Has his versatility been one thing that he's probably he's come out and said, he's like, I want to try and improve all facets of my game, like when he came to the club and said, like we look at Thursday night where he was plus 22 and wasn't shooting the ball as much, but then he comes out tonight and shoots 3 threes and pretty much swings that game late in the second. Has that been something that he's wanted to work on and something that you've seen from him this season? Yeah,
probably more. I thought we saw some really good stuff in pre-season and early season, but then it went through a patch where he didn't shoot the ball well the first half of the year, and so really for us it was about focusing on his master skill, and that's making sure his shot form is correct every time, and I thought he's just the way he set himself up tonight and shot it with confidence, and that's if everything should play off that a little bit for him, but his intent to really get after it defensively is at a high level right now.
As well, speaking on the 36ers from Thursday, there was a bit of an unpredictability that you were saying about like going in, not having played for a while and everything like that. When you were saying about them shooting 3 in the third quarter and being able to get these shots, did it feel like there was a sense of unpredictability from them? Did you feel like, okay, what do we need to do here to eradicate this and fix the issue, or did you feel that you had it covered well around?
Yeah, you've got to be able to adjust, and so we kind of went into half time and say we've got to collapse our defence a little bit more because they're not really looking for the pitch out, and then the third quarter we collapse it a little bit more. They pitch it out and they make shots. So down the stretch it was a little bit more like, well, we've got to live with some twos and make sure that we get out to 3-point shots and things like that. But there was a wave of kind of wild possessions there. It was one Flowers grabbed in front of us, it spilled out, it rolled out to DJ. DJ knocks CG down and makes a crazy deep one, and there was some wild things happened through a period where they made a nice little comeback as well.
Must have been a big decision to dally before the game to allow him to play. Obviously one of his key players, and the Adelaide, you didn't take them lightly at all.
No, we after the game we pretty much had him ruled out, and he kept kind of it's like, it felt like it got a little bit better overnight, and then he turns up to shoot around and felt like it got a little bit better, and then he goes through his fitness test and physios come in and it's like, woof, it's Delhi. He got through everything, still swollen, the great big thing, he hardly sees his kneecap, and he just turns up and plays like that. He's absolutely amazing. So, credit to him.
How did he pull up?
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's out doing a promo. He's got a big ice all over his knee, and just getting on with business. But it's a great learning for all our young players just to see a guy so committed to just want to play every game and get himself up.
LT is a pretty important guest in Melbourne over the past few days from Cleveland. Can you talk a little bit about your headspace about obviously being focused on your job in Melbourne, but also with that kind of NBA carrot dangling and what your discussions were with Mike while he was here?
Yeah, I mean it's always a good thing to have those type of people out here. It's been good to sort of catch up with him a little bit more as well. But I think at this point you sort of get used to it. Obviously, the pre-draft stuff's pretty crazy, and you see different faces just about every week. So you kind of get used to it. Obviously, being drafted now and having that sort of relationship with someone like him is super important. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
What's the message from him? Like, what's the feedback he's given you about how you're going in Melbourne?
It's not too much like feedback wise. He's obviously just been watching the games and stuff. He just gives you a little bit of feedback, but yeah, not too much.
Dean, there's obviously always things I guess you can improve, but how close do you think the team is to being at their best, or are they near their ceiling, or have you not really put any kind of barriers on where this team can go? Because I guess early in the season, that your defense kind of won your games on the back of that, but now you're scoring over 100 points and it's a bit of both, so it seems like almost like a well-rounded blend as well. Yeah.
No, appreciate it. It's our real focus in reviews right now is the lessons that we can learn from every game, and I challenged the group the other day, just kind of saying, do you need to have a loss to have all these learnings about how to get better? And so we're in this phase right now of being not critical, but looking at everything that we're doing, celebrating the things that we're doing really well, but just trying to learn to say, that's not good enough. And if we do that and we play Perth next week in an open air game, that's not going to be good enough for that one. So I think the group's in a really good space about celebrating the right things, but also trying to take learnings. And I'm really working on what are my questions, what are the best questions I can ask to try and get these answers from the group. And I think they've been coming forward with some great things to continue to improve. And so, yeah, putting no ceiling on this group, just keep trying to get better.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about that game against Perth, how excited are you about that opportunity? Obviously, they were struggling a bit, now in pretty good form, and the open air game as well. It's always a good fixture.
Yeah, it should be amazing. I'm not sure. There's going to be guys that have never experienced it before, and it's going to be the first time. And we always cross our fingers and hope the weather's perfect, and we get that beautiful night to go and play them. Perth have obviously put in their own open air game in recent years as well over there, but it's kind of our baby. And I think the pictures that come from it, the shots of the open air game are amazing, and just feel that little breeze. It's certainly takes me back to playing in the park and doing different things a little bit, and just enjoying summer nights and playing hoop, and obviously a festive one, getting ready for Christmas, and people in pretty good spirits. So hoping we can pack this thing out and be a great night.